Chapter 1. The Unleashed Nightmares. The night air hung heavy with the stench of anticipation as I adjusted the crimson suit that clung to my every contour. My background in special ops had prepared me for the unimaginable, but nothing could brace me for the cryptids that now prowled the shadows. The government's experiment, this red suit, was my armor against the otherworldly horrors that had been unleashed upon the world. My orders were clear: track down, capture, or destroy these cryptids before they plunged humanity into an abyss of darkness. The red suit felt like a second skin, its alien technology humming with an energy that promised protection against the unknown. As I stepped into the desolate night, the government's secret laboratory faded into the distance, replaced by a city shrouded in fear. The first cryptid I encountered resembled a nightmarish fusion of insect and reptile, its monstrous form emerging from the shadows with an otherworldly hiss. A quick analysis from the suit's visor identified it as an experiment gone awry, a creature born from the very labs that sought to control the uncharted horrors. My training kicked in as I unsheathed the advanced weaponry integrated into the suite. A burst of red energy erupted from the suite's gauntlets, engulfing the cryptid in a cascade of pulsating light. It thrashed and convulsed, its grotesque form disintegrating into the night. The red suit had proven its worth in the first skirmish. As I navigated through the labyrinthine streets, more cryptids emerged from the darkness. Each encounter was a dance of survival, a deadly ballet set to the symphony of screams and unearthly roars. The suite's arsenal adapted to each threat, from fiery projectiles to electrified bursts, a technological symphony of destruction. The city was a battleground, its once familiar streets now a chaotic tableau of horror. Shadows flickered, and the air quivered with unseen presences. The government had unleashed a Pandora's box, and I was the one tasked with closing it. In the distance, a colossal creature with mottled, armor-like skin lumbered forward. The suit's visor highlighted its sheer size and the unnatural glow emanating from its eyes. This was no ordinary cryptid. It was the result of the government's hubris, an unintended consequence of their experiments. The suite's capabilities were put to the ultimate test as I faced the behemoth. Its roars reverberated through the night, a symphony of primal fury. The suite's crimson energy surged as I engaged in a fierce battle, dodging the creature's monstrous swipes and retaliating with calculated precision. A series of explosive bursts erupted from the suit, engulfing the colossal cryptid in a cascade of fiery destruction. Its bellowing roars echoed in the night before fading into an eerie silence. The red suit had triumphed once more, but the victory was bittersweet. As I surveyed the aftermath, a dawning realization crept in. The very technology meant to protect me had become an anomaly, a cryptid itself. The suit's energy hummed with an unsettling resonance, and its crimson glow seemed to pulse with an ominous heartbeat. The government's experiment had inadvertently birthed a new horror. The red suit, once a savior, now bore the potential to become the very nightmare I had been sent to quell. As I stood amid the wreckage of the city, uncertainty loomed like a specter in the night. The hunt for cryptids had become a battle on two fronts, and the line between protector and prey blurred in the ominous glow of the red suit. Chapter 2. The night hung heavy with an unnatural stillness as I ventured into the heart of the dense, foreboding woods. Armed with a specialized suit, a crimson armor gifted by the government, I treaded cautiously, the red glow of my alien technology casting an otherworldly hue on the shadows that clung to the trees. My mission: to track down, capture, or destroy the cryptid creatures that had eluded the government's control. For the past 6 months, I had been the government's weapon against the supernatural, donning the suit that rendered me almost invincible against the otherworldly entities that roamed the dark corners of our reality. Yet, with each mission, I felt an ominous transformation taking hold. The suit, a marvel of alien technology, seemed to be shaping me into something beyond human, a cryptid in the making. As I trudged deeper into the heart of the wilderness, my senses on high alert, I could sense the presence of the cryptids, Bigfoot, the werewolf, and the infamous Dogman. They weren't just creatures. They were predators, cunning and elusive, waiting in the shadows to turn the tables on their would-be hunter. The air crackled with tension as I approached the location where the government had detected their presence. The dense canopy overhead cast an inky blackness, and the only sound that echoed was the ominous hooting of an owl in the distance. I tightened my grip on the high-tech weaponry that adorned my suit, ready for the impending clash. Suddenly, the trees erupted with movement as the cryptids revealed themselves. Bigfoot, towering and covered in matted fur, emerged from the shadows, its eyes reflecting the eerie red glow of my suit. Beside it, the werewolf, its fur bristling, and the Dogman, a grotesque hybrid of canine and humanoid, snarled in anticipation. The battle began with a deafening roar as the creatures lunged forward, teeth bared and claws extended. I moved with a calculated precision, the alien enhancements in my suit allowing me to match their speed and strength. The red glow intensified as I unleashed a barrage of otherworldly projectiles, each shot tearing through the air with lethal accuracy. Yet with every strike against the cryptids, I could feel the suit's influence growing stronger. It pulsed with an insatiable hunger, consuming not just the creatures I hunted, but a part of me as well. As I fought, I grappled with the realization that the very technology meant to protect me was turning me into a cryptid, a monster in the making. The battle raged on, a symphony of snarls, gunfire, and unearthly howls. The forest, once serene, now bore witness to a clash between the supernatural and the technology-infused warrior who fought on the precipice of transformation. Exhaustion clawed at me, but I pressed on, determined to fulfill my mission. The cryptids, sensing my vulnerability, fought with a renewed ferocity. In the heart of the struggle, I wondered if this would be the moment I succumbed to the suit's alien influence, becoming the very thing I was tasked to destroy. As the last echoes of the battle faded into the night, I stood among the fallen cryptids, my suit pulsating with an unsettling crimson glow. I couldn't escape the feeling that, in the pursuit of control, the government had unwittingly unleashed a force more monstrous than the creatures it sought to contain. In the end, the line between hunter and hunted had blurred, and I was left standing at the crossroads of humanity and the unknown. Chapter 3. The moon hung low in the night sky, casting an eerie glow upon the dense woods that surrounded me. I adjusted the straps of the crimson suit, its alien design pulsating with an otherworldly energy. The government had deemed it the ultimate tool in my arsenal, a defense against the cryptids that had manifested in the shadows of our world. Little did I know that the very thing designed to protect me would become a sinister force, consuming the essence of my humanity. For 9 months, I had roamed the dark corners of the earth, tracking down creatures that lurked in the nightmares of many. The suit enhanced my strength and agility, making me a formidable adversary against the cryptids. Yet with every battle, I felt a subtle shift within me. The alien technology embedded in the suit seeped into my very being, intertwining with my essence like a dark parasite. It started with a subtle urge, an instinct to hunt that transcended the boundaries of my mission. The suit's crimson hue seemed to pulse with a life of its own, urging me to embrace the primal instincts that lay dormant within. As I gazed into the reflection of my helmet, the man I once was began to blur, replaced by a creature fueled by a savage hunger for supremacy. The government, oblivious to the transformation occurring within me, continued to task me with more challenging assignments. This time, I was ordered to track down a duo, the Mothman and the infamous Jersey Devil. As I ventured into the heart of the woods, where the creatures were said to dwell, a sense of foreboding gripped me. Unbeknownst to me, they lay in wait, poised to strike with a ferocity that matched my own. The first encounter was with Jersey Devil, a colossal beast that towered over the ancient trees. Its primal roar echoed through the night as I engaged it in a brutal clash of strength and strategy. The suit's capabilities pushed me to the limits, but with every blow exchanged, I could sense the cryptid essence within me growing stronger. The Mothman joined the fray, their forms melding seamlessly with the shadows. A symphony of growls and roars filled the night air as the battle escalated into a chaotic dance of fangs and claws. The Crimson Suit responded to my every command, adapting to the unique challenges posed by each cryptid adversary. In the midst of the frenzied combat, I felt an inner struggle, the remnants of my humanity resisting the encroaching darkness. The suit, now a part of me, sought to override my conscience, urging me to surrender to the primal urges that coursed through my veins. As the battle raged on, I realized the government's manipulation. They had created a monster, one that no longer distinguished between friend and foe. Unbeknownst to me, a task force, armed with helicopters, missiles, and heavy firepower, descended upon the battlefield. Their orders were clear: eliminate the threat, even if it meant sacrificing the one they had transformed into a cryptid. With a blade protruding from my arm, I became a whirlwind of destruction, taking down the task force with a savage efficiency. The suit, now a manifestation of my corrupted humanity, reveled in the chaos. The small part of me that clung to sanity screamed to remove the helmet, to free myself from this malevolent fusion, but it was futile. The suit held me captive, an unwilling participant in a dark experiment gone awry. In the aftermath of the battle, as the remnants of the task force lay scattered in the moonlit clearing, I came to a grim realization. The world could not bear the burden of the monster I had become. With a heavy heart and a lingering sliver of awareness, I resolved to leave this world, to protect it from the uncontrollable force that now resided within me. As I vanished into the shadows, a crimson streak in the night, the echoes of my existence lingered in the haunted woods. The government's experiment had birthed a creature beyond their control, a cryptid with a story of tragedy and transformation. The suit, once a symbol of protection, had become a manifestation of my descent into the abyss, leaving the world to grapple with the consequences of unchecked ambition and the horrors that lurked.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.